The current global politics and trade relations are rapidly changing India's economic position. India's trade and international relations take new turns from time to time. And with the country's growing power, its trade relations with major global economic players are also strengthening. Especially, there is an increasing warmth and engagement in India's relations with European countries. In this context, the free trade agreement between India and the UK is being seen as an important step. This agreement is not only meant to promote trade between the two countries, but could also serve as a carrier of significant strategic, political, and economic benefits for both nations. The FTA between India and the UK raises several questions, the answers to which we will attempt to address in this video. The first question is, will this FTA or free trade agreement usher in a new era for both countries? The second question is, what impact will this trade agreement have on Indian trade, particularly the liquor industry? And the third question is, will this agreement lead to long-term improvements in diplomatic relations between the two countries, or will it remain just a trade agreement? Let's explore in detail. On 6th May, India and the United Kingdom signed a historic free trade agreement. The purpose of this agreement is to promote trade, services, and investment between the two countries. It includes a promise to eliminate tariffs on 99% of India's exports. Additionally, it will provide significant mobility opportunities for professionals. The agreement is expected to increase the UK's GDP by £4.8 billion per year and expand trade by £25.5 billion. This agreement is especially encouraging for Indian exporters, as there is a positive trade balance between India and the UK. In 2024, India was the 11th largest trading partner of the UK, and this new agreement is expected to increase trade between the two countries by $34.05 billion. Moreover, this agreement will particularly benefit India's IT, education, and healthcare sectors, as Indian professionals will get more opportunities in the UK, enabling India's human resources to perform better in the global market. Furthermore, this agreement could also boost the flow of investment between the two countries, strengthening and developing both economies. Therefore, the India-UK FTA can prove to be important not just from a trade perspective, but also in terms of investment and human resources. However, this agreement could also cause temporary losses for some sectors. For example, shares of Indian liquor companies fell by up to 5%, especially when news broke that the import duties on Scotch whisky and gin would be reduced by up to 40% over the next 10 years. This could pose a significant challenge for the Indian liquor industry, as the demand for UK alcoholic products may increase, which will raise competition for Indian liquor producers. Additionally, there could be increased competition in other industries such as the textile industry, agricultural product exports, and other products that are currently sold in the domestic market at high prices. Foreign products could pose greater competition for these items. While this agreement could help strengthen trade between the two countries, it will be necessary to understand its effects over time. For Indian industries to gain long-term benefits, they will need to be well prepared and address the challenges arising from this agreement. This is because there are concerns associated with the agreement, such as the absence of Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism or CBAM and Investor State Dispute Settlement or ISDS. If Europe implements a carbon pricing scheme, tariffs could be levied on Indian products, which could create an imbalance. In the future, it is crucial for India to prepare its domestic industries for global competition and ensure that the challenges arising from trade agreements are addressed in the right manner. For this, exporters must focus on producing high-quality products and promote innovation and technology to stay competitive. The India-UK Free Trade Agreement could open new trade opportunities for both countries, but its effect will become clearer over time. India will need to adapt its strategies and strengthen its domestic economy for this agreement to be beneficial in the long run. India has thwarted a coordinated attack by Pakistan. Pakistan used drones and missiles to attack 15 Indian military bases located in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, and other states. These included Avantipura, Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Amritsar, Kapurthala, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Adampur, Bathinda, Chandigarh, Nal, Falodi, Uttarlai, and Bhuj. India took swift and effective action, deactivating Pakistan's air defense system in Lahore, which resulted in the failure of Pakistan's attack. The Indian Army gave a decisive response to Pakistan's aggression, causing its military actions to come to a halt. This incident is a symbol of India's strength in security and defense capabilities. China's President Xi Jinping and Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva have arrived in Russia for the 80th Victory Day celebrations, marking the end of World War II. During this time, the fighting between Russia and Ukraine continued. According to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Russia launched ballistic missile strikes and over 140 drone attacks on Ukraine. Air raid alarms continued to sound in Kyiv and other cities, and many people were killed and injured in the attacks. During President Xi Jinping's visit to Russia, he is expected to have bilateral talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, during which discussions on the Ukraine war and Russia-US relations are likely. This visit could be a significant opportunity to strengthen political and strategic relations between the two countries. Israeli security forces have closed 3 UN-managed schools in the Shuafat refugee camp in Jerusalem. These schools were run by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, or the UNRWA, for Palestinian refugees. As classes began on Thursday morning, hundreds of Palestinian students were sent home. UNRWA Commissioner General Philippe Lazzarini stated that Israeli authorities denied children their basic right to education and described it as a clear disregard of international law. Earlier this year, Israel imposed a ban on UNRWA, accusing the agency of being infiltrated by Hamas members. However, UNRWA denied these accusations and emphasized its neutrality. So viewers, we conclude the discussion here and note today's question. Analyze the impact and challenges of the India-UK Free Trade Agreement. What benefits and drawbacks could this agreement bring to India?
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.